You're watching ABC10 Plus Tonight.
Hello everyone, I'm Chris Thomas. You're watching ABC10 Plus Tonight. A break in a cold case dating back decades. How investigators were able to identify a Bay Area mom whose body was found in Placer County. And security at the Folsom Dam is getting help from four-legged officers trying to keep the construction site safe. ABC10 Plus Tonight starts now. After 3 decades, the family of a missing Berkeley mother can finally have some closure. Her remains were officially identified.
The Placer County Sheriff's Office calls the findings groundbreaking after the case was initially deemed a Jane Doe cold case. ABC 10's Roxanne Elias explains what it took to identify her.
Down this remote and quiet path of Yankee Jim's Road in Colfax is where the remains of a 21-year-old Berkeley mother were found off an embankment back in 1990.
Her name was Wendy Abrams Nishikai, and we know that the last time she was ever seen was on Halloween night, October 31st of 1989 in Berkeley. And so at that time, a missing persons case was opened with the Berkeley Police Department.
Elise Soviar with the Placer County Sheriff's Office says they searched for her until the case went cold. Then in February of 1990, her remains were located by target shooters in Colfax. Investigators tried to identify her, but she was classified as a Jane Doe. The case went unsolved until 2023 after the Placer County Sheriff's Office Cold Case Investigations team was formed, and they reopened the case, focusing on technology and forensic genealogy.
This was one of the cases that those investigators began looking into, and we did have some of those remains. We actually sent off some fingernails to the DOJ in Richmond, and so they ran for a DNA check, and they did get a hit back for a family match.
Then in January this year, Wendy Abrams Nishikai was officially identified after doing DNA comparisons with family members. We spoke to her older brother, Dale Abrams, over the phone on Monday. He says for decades, the family has lived with the absence of closure, and what that meant was suspended grief. But now they can at least start to begin the process of grieving, and it's a huge relief knowing where she is. Soviar says they are still investigating what exactly happened to the mother of one, and they're asking people to come forward if they know anything.
Identifying her is a huge step in moving toward now figuring out what happened and who is responsible. So it is believed that somebody killed her, and so now we are investigating and trying to determine who may be responsible for her death.
In Placer County, Roxanne Elias, ABC 10.
The Placer County Sheriff's Office says they believe new advances in technology will also bring hope and possibly some answers to other families who don't know what happened to their loved ones.
The Sacramento County Sheriff's Office says that they are expanding their K-9 team that searches for explosive devices, and it's part of a joint effort to increase security during construction at the Folsom Dam. Tonight, ABC 10's Devin Truby brings us a unique look at the unit.
A decommissioned military base is a playground for pups.
Hi, Reagan. Hi. Hi, buddy.
Meet Buster and Reagan, explosive detection canines with the Sacramento County Sheriff's Office, brought to McClellan Park to train to sniff out explosives.
We currently have 10 that work patrol in a patrol function. Those dogs are cross-trained for narcotics. We also have several dogs at the Folsom Dam. We have a total of 6 right now.
Good girl.
And we're looking to expand that to 10 within the next few months.
Yes.
They also run a separate team out of the Sacramento International Airport in partnership with the TSA. Captain Sean Hampton says there is a canine available 24/7.
These dogs that we have here today are primarily assigned to the Folsom Dam. We have a very large footprint out there as far as dam security, maintaining the critical infrastructure.
That's where this yellow lab, Reagan, and her handler, Deputy David Abdul, spend their day searching all the construction equipment and cars that go over the Folsom Dam.
Yes. Good girl. She can do 20, 30 cars a day, 40 cars a day, 50 cars a day. It kind of depends on her.
When they aren't working, they're training in scenarios like what you see here.
Sit. Go find it.
The canines must train 16 hours a month, and they have to recertify every single year with a handler outside the Sheriff's Department to make sure they're at the top of their game.
There are about 22 odors that she's able to detect in various combinations, not just single odors, but in combo odors.
In 2024, Reagan trained about 500 hours. It's why Buster An English lab known for his high energy is here too, training.
Here. Good boy, yeah. Go find it.
Running around the room, searching.
Where's that?
Then he sits. He's found it and looks over at Deputy Yanni Athens, tongue wagging, waiting.
Yes. Good boy.
Deputy Athens started with a patrol canine used to apprehend suspects for 3 years before being matched with Buster, based on their personalities.
Right when I met him, he immediately jumped on me and wanted me to pet him.
Buster and Reagan belong to the same Sacramento County Sheriff Canine team that's looking to expand from 6 to 10 dogs as construction at Folsom Dam is picking up.
I think that the people within the community, the people that live below the Folsom Dam, should have peace of mind knowing that the Sacramento County Sheriff's Office is there.
But the team also provides mutual aid, more dogs, more resources for the community at large.
We'll go anywhere they ask us to go. We've gone up to Butte County, we've gone up to Chico.
Reagan and Buster helped clear Florin High School in October after a bomb threat, concert venues like Thunder Valley and Rolling Hills Casino, political events like the vice presidential candidate Tim Walz's visit.
Within our jurisdiction, we have one of the 5th largest school districts in Northern California. And we're called there quite frequently, and also called to other venues within the community that has large gatherings or other schools that may have threats or perceived threats.
Captain Hampton said it's a needed resource in a post-9/11 world.
We have seen a slight uptick over the last several years.
Here.
The handlers say it's also one of the best resources for the community to have.
One dog can search, what 20 officers can't in 30 minutes, where it would take them 4 hours.
These deputies want you to know they learn from every incident, like the recent bombing at the Trump Hotel in Las Vegas.
Yes.
So they can better protect you.
The things going on right now directly impact how we operate as an explosive team. Seeing where even devices can be placed in vehicles or in front of buildings or certain containers definitely increases our training and experience level.
Their message to you in the community.
Just because the community doesn't see us doesn't mean we're not there.
Good job. Good boy.
Devin Truby, ABC 10.
The Sacramento County Sheriff's Office says the canines, including new additions, are funded by the Sacramento Area Flood Control Agency. The Sheriff's Department hopes this increase in canine staffing can happen in the next few months. And once the canine and the handler are partnered, they train for about 6 weeks together before being available for service. And tonight, egg prices are reaching new highs as bird flu creates supply shortages around the nation. More than 150 million poultry birds have now been killed in an attempt to stop this virus, and more grocery stores are enforcing limits on how many eggs you can buy. According to the USDA, white shell eggs increased to $7.34 per dozen just last week. And tonight, the rising cost of eggs now has more people in Sacramento raising their own chickens. ABC 10's Jeannie Nguyen joins us in studio with how feed stores are having a hard time keeping up with demand.
Well, Alex, raising chickens was popular during the pandemic, and now we're seeing another spike with the recent bird flu cases. A local chicken supplier tells me he can't keep up with the rising demand and warns raising chickens is a long-term commitment and might not save you money.
Yeah. Western Feed in Carmichael, how can I help you? I'm sorry, we're all out of chickens. We get them every Thursday.
The lights are on, the water is full, and the price is set. But the chickens are not here.
These are normally full of baby chickens for sale, but because of the recent demand, Western Feed and Pet Supply can't seem to keep them in stock for long.
It seems the bird flu and the egg, like the egg shortage, seems to have really affected. It seems like we're selling a lot quicker.
Emmett Boyer says his Carmichael location gets about 175 baby chickens every Thursday. That would normally last the store through the week, but now they're selling out a lot quicker.
This was our first shipment and we sold them out by Sunday, so we sold them out in 2.5 days.
Boyer says the rising cost of eggs and supply limits with the ongoing bird flu has caused people to start raising their own chickens. But he warns this is not a way to save money.
It's going to probably be about the same. It's feed and everything, commodities, it's expensive, but it's probably about the same. The only good thing now is you can get them.
While a chicken can produce hundreds of eggs a year, one credit union estimates the cost of raising backyard chickens starts at nearly $600 a year. With 7 of her own chickens, Trellie Morris is thankful she has her own supply of eggs as costs continue to soar in stores.
So, we do get a little bit of a chuckle how everyone's like, oh, we can only buy 1 pack of eggs, and we share when we can.
Morris says she's careful to keep her chickens and their living area clean to lower any possibility of the bird flu impacting her flock. But in the end, she agrees the cost of raising them does not mean she's saving money on eggs.
It's probably the same cost, if not more. In the end, I think as the whole package, I wouldn't change a thing about them. I'd still have chickens.
And Jeannie's been following this for us, of course. Now, Jeannie, if people do want their own flock, like your husband, sorry to call you out, there are some rules that they do need to follow, right?
Don't get me started on that. But I did reach out to the county today to see if some of their rules had changed with the recent rise in bird cases, bird flu cases, but I haven't gotten a clear answer just yet. However, the county does allow for chickens for personal use with some exceptions, and people should have a minimum lot size of at least 10,000 square feet. Now, for more details, I've posted a link to the county's requirements on our website at abc10.com, Alex.
Well, 24 hours after 2 people were shot in broad daylight, leaders in South Stockton are calling for change.
And tonight, the collaboration efforts are starting. ABC 10's Gabriel Porras has more.
It was a gruesome scene Sunday on Beagle Street, just south of 8th Street. Even a day later, much of what's left too graphic to show on camera. A trail of blood marks the area where San Joaquin County deputies found 2 people shot in broad daylight. One of the victims was critically hurt, both still in the hospital.
The brazen nature of it being in the middle of the day, it's a cause for alarm.
Investigators are still trying to figure out what led to the violence, and so is Nuri Muhammad's team at Advanced Peace.
Yeah, we've been working since the incident happened throughout the night. Been working earlier this morning just to try to find some answers for the community about what was going on, to see if it was cyclical and retaliatory or was it just something domestic.
Regardless of the cause, the double shooting was another example of violence in South Stockton.
This area is one of the most intense areas historically that will have issues with public safety.
That history is what R.C. Thompson's organization is trying to change.
When you look at Reinvent South Stockton Coalition, we look at the root causes of why this is actually happening.
R.C. isn't alone. In response to Sunday's shooting, Stockton's Vice Mayor Jason Lee, who represents the South Side on City Council, organizing a conference call for Tuesday evening involving police and community leaders.
And his strategy is to bring together a community of stakeholders, leaders, business owners in this community to come together and create a strategy for this area.
Stakeholders hopeful that the upcoming collaboration could lead to less bloodshed on South Side streets.
But it's going to take a collective effort of everybody in the city, everybody in the county, working on one accord.
In Stockton, Gabriel Porras, ABC 10.
Officials say so far no arrests have been made in the double shooting, and at this point they are not releasing the age of the victim.
Now to flu cases rising across the country.
Yeah, the CDC is reporting at least 24 million cases this flu season alone, and 13,000 of those have turned deadly.
And it turns out people are going to the doctor for flu-like illnesses at the highest level in at least 15 years.
ABC 10's Luke Clary has a closer look.
CDC data shows flu cases are surging across the country. Data showing the rate of people seeking medical care for flu-like symptoms from fever to cough and sore throat is the highest since the 2009 swine flu outbreak. And California's flu activity for the first week of February was categorized as very high.
Yeah, we're seeing the same thing here in Sacramento. We're seeing increasing rates of influenza.
Dr. Dean Blumberg is professor-in-chief of pediatric infectious diseases at UC Davis Health. He says a lot of kids are getting sick right now.
There's a lot of outpatient visits, emergency department visits, and then unfortunately some children being hospitalized with complications of influenza.
Natomas Unified School District sending parents this bulletin with a refresher on CDPH guidelines on when to keep your child home from school.
Schools have really excellent policies to encourage students to stay home if they are sick and potentially infectious to others. So I would encourage parents to follow their school policies on that.
Kids should stay home if a new illness or symptom prevents a child from participating meaningfully in routine activities. Dr. Blumberg says now might also be a good time for a routine vaccination.
We certainly do recommend influenza vaccine for everybody 6 months of age and older, but vaccination rates have stalled. So they tend to be around 40 or 50%, and we'd certainly like it higher than that.
The doctor also recommends getting tested if you feel sick at your healthcare provider or taking an at-home test, because if you catch it early enough, you can get an antiviral prescription like Tamiflu or Tamiflu, for example, and shorten the duration of illness by a day or two. And keep in mind, experts say it's also a good idea to consider wearing a mask if you're going to be in a crowded area. Let's turn back to your weather impact alert. This is a live look at Truckee. Talk about a beautiful day there today, especially for folks who perhaps had the day off, enjoying some time, heading up the hill. Let's bring in Monica, though, because I know you're tracking, more rain and snow in the forecast, Monica?
Oh, my goodness. And we've noticed a little bit of a chill in the air.
That's right. We're going to have a couple of weather impact alerts coming our way. The first of which is going to be those frosty conditions overnight. Dangerously cold conditions, actually, for tomorrow morning with below freezing temperatures for a good deal of time overnight tonight through early tomorrow. Wednesday, we start to see a little bit of morning rain developing in the San Joaquin Valley. More widespread rain and snow, though, during the evening on Wednesday. And that will bring us to our next weather impact alert on Thursday. Valley rain and thunderstorms, heavy Sierra snow, windy conditions, you name it, we're going to have it on Thursday. Friday, scattered showers, but more of an impact for the Sierra snow conditions. Let's talk about those freezing conditions, though. You can see how widespread it is up and down the valley, all the way through the Sacramento and San Joaquin valleys, parts of the Delta and the Sierra foothills. Frost advisory in effect a little bit closer to the coast. Light the beam forecast, it's going to be a cold one, 44 degrees. Not much cloud cover out there, and our sunset is just before 5:40. A look at the wide perspective across the Pacific, and you can clearly make out that next weather system getting ready to move our way. Before it, though, we've got the clear conditions, the cold night ahead, and so we're just preparing for what's to come a little bit deeper into our work week forecast. Winter storm watch will be posted on Wednesday evening. That will take us through Friday evening for the Sierra and even the coastal range as well. Lows for today started off around 30 to 35 degrees in the valley and the foothills, about 10 degrees this morning for the Sierra, with highs warming into the 40s, 50s down low. Now, this is still relatively cold for us. It's going to set in place that cold air before we get that weather system. So the deal is we're going to see snow level actually rising during the course of this weather system, not necessarily falling. Right now in the Big Mountain backyard, clear conditions, temperatures in the 50s. Tahoe currently at 35 degrees. We've got our morning lows starting off at 29 tomorrow at 7 a.m. with that sunrise at 7:01. And then we're going to warm those conditions. Slowly but surely we'll get back into the 50s. I just checked, and tomorrow and Tuesday are the last days we're going to see sunrise after 7 a.m. But after that, it gets before 7 a.m. And if you're an early riser, or you don't want to be, that sun's going to be rising earlier and earlier each day. As we dig deeper into the work week forecast, we get our storm highlights. Valley rain about 1 to 3 inches, Sierra snow a couple feet, severe weather, thunderstorms and winds 35 to 50 miles per hour. And again, that snow level will be rising. The day we're concerned about those winds, it's going to be Thursday morning all the way through at least the early afternoon. And that's right about the time we start seeing this big wave of precipitation moving our way. Associated with that will be periods of moderate rain, but heavy Sierra snow. It finally starts to clear out of here on Friday. It does make for a pretty nice weekend forecast, at least to start us off. But again, we have those weather impact alerts in effect for tomorrow. It's because of the freeze warning. And then on Thursday, it's because of the active weather. Friday, Valentine's Day, a chance of lingering showers.
Oh, the pressure's on for that day. A day of romance, a day of rain. Stay indoors then. Could be a good thing.
Romance and rain. I love it.
Stay inside and cold.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, Monica, thank you.
With the stroke of a pen, President Trump is signing off on a new front in the looming trade war, adding sweeping tariffs on all imports of steel and aluminum.
Any steel coming into the United States is going to have a 25% tariff.
If enacted, these tariffs could add to the cost of things like baseball bats, cans of soda, energy, and construction. Canada is the largest supplier of steel to the U.S., followed by Brazil, Mexico, and South Korea. During his first term, the president imposed tariffs against steel imports from Mexico, Canada, and the European Union. Trump's latest move would apply to all countries.
The imposition of tariffs would be unlawful and economically counterproductive.
especially given the deeply integrated production chains the EU and US established through transatlantic trade and investment.
The EU says it's prepared to respond to protect its interests. Trump has promised yet another set of retaliatory tariffs on all U.S. trading partners which levy tariffs on us. All of this follows Trump's 10% tariffs already imposed on all goods imported from China. Steeper 25% tariffs threatened against Mexico and Canada have been paused until early March.
President Trump is the master negotiator, and everybody understands that these tariffs are simply a tool that he uses to make sure that America gets treated fairly.
The director of the White House Economic Council vowed a golden age of steel production, claiming almost every trading partner has higher tariffs than we do, so he considers these tariffs reciprocity. Christiane Cordero, ABC News, Washington.
February is Black History Month, a time to honor the contributions and impact of Black leaders in Northern California and beyond. All month long, ABC 10 is sharing stories highlighting the voices shaping our communities.
And tonight we meet a business owner in Stockton helping clients celebrate their natural hair.
Hello, curl friends. My name is Valon Smith, and I'm the proud and excited owner of Natural Do. When I was 17 years old, I decided to go natural. I decided to do what was now called the big chop, cut all my hair off and start all over. So I had to really learn about my curls, and when I did, my hair flourished. And many people asked me what was I doing. Eventually, because I had gotten so many questions, I wrote a book, Girl Get Your Hair Back. And from there, I started doing seminars and giving classes throughout the country. And while I was out here in the Stockton area, I noticed there wasn't a place for us curl friends to get our hair done, so I created a space for that. So Natural Do opened in 2016. Our flagship is in Stockton, California. We know that about 60% of the population has some form of kinky, curly, wavy hair, and that's who we service. The most biggest accomplishment I ever received for Natural Do was being featured in Essence magazine. We were one of the top 30 salons in the country to service the natural hair. The advice that I would give to other Black women who want to start their own business is to definitely just do it. Black History Month means to me a great month to share about what African Americans are doing in the past and currently in the future in business.
Big changes coming to the California State Fair this year. ABC 10's Mark S. Allen, who is all about the fair, is already at Cal Expo right now with some information about people as they plan, maybe already starting to plan going. Mark?
Yeah, exactly, Walton. By the way, if you ever have a secret, tell it to Poppy. Poppy buttons it up. Poppy will tell me nothing. I'm trying to squeeze some of the details about who the artist, the lineup for the concert series will be this year. Nothing doing, though I know they booked them well in advance. Alex, if you would, step up to the plate. Alex Acantor. So big changes that might, offset a few people, but it's for a good reason. So just explain what's going down that you're announcing today.
Well, first of all, Poppy told me the acts, and I'm very, very excited, I'm telling you. And in a couple of weeks, we're going to be announcing some of that stuff. Awesome. But what we're doing right now is letting our public know and our fairgoers know that this coming fair, we're changing our operating hours. So from Monday through Thursday, our fair will open up at 4 p.m. And so our weekend hours, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, will stay the same. We will open up at 10 a.m. But Monday through Thursday, I want the public to know and our fairgoers to know, 4 p.m. opening.
Yeah, if you think about it, it's a grueling run, 17 days, and the unpredictable California heat, especially during that midday, it's probably best to push it a little bit later. You're going to have friendlier faces.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the growing trends that we've seen is that more of our fairgoers tend to come between 4 p.m. and beyond. Right. Later within the day. But it is a grueling time for us, but I'll tell you what, our staff here is very, very pleasant. They're very, very happy to attend our fairgoers coming in. It's our 171st year this coming fair, and so we're very, very joyous to enjoying our fair this coming.
That's awesome. Anybody know Poppy sleeps until 4 p.m. year round, so probably a good act. All right, so back to the acts. You're not going to tell me, but there are some big acts coming that you're excited about.
Stay tuned. In the coming weeks, the next couple of weeks, we will be announcing those acts, and I'll tell you what, there are some headliners upon headliners that people will definitely enjoy.
Yeah, Little Birdie dropped a hint. Some big acts coming. X Games, not long after that. It's not too soon to start talking about that. How great is that a world-class event landed here?
the biggest action sports in the world are coming here, and we're happy to have them here and be home to that here at Cal Expo.
That is awesome. So Cal Expo, the home of all kinds of great things, a big lowrider show in March and so much more. I'm going to link all of their information to abc10.com or follow me, Mark S. Allen Show on Facebook, and check it out. It had to be exhausted. He was dancing with Kendrick Lamar last night at the halftime show. I'm glad he made it back. Back to you.
Yeah, I hope Poppy didn't also get in on the dissing of Drake. Could you ask Poppy quickly if Poppy approves of the later start, Mark?
All right, so Poppy does not talk. There are like 12 handlers saying, don't try to talk to the bear. The bear doesn't talk. Does Poppy approve of the later start time?
Yes,
yeah, okay.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah. Poppy's all in.
Some nonverbal communication.
Yes, that sometimes is best, isn't it? Okay, Mark S. Allen, Poppy, thank you out there, everybody at Cal Expo today.
Thanks for watching ABC 10 Plus tonight. We are here 24/7 on the free ABC 10 Plus TV streaming app. You can get your local news anywhere, anytime. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Chris Thomas. Take care.
Trust isn't given, but earned. It's built every day by doing the hard work, putting in the hours, doing the research, holding the powerful accountable, and being there when you need us most. Working hard to earn your trust every day, every newscast, every story. Watch weeknights at 6 or stream live on ABC 10 Plus.
Thanks for watching ABC 10 Plus. And now that you're here, why don't we take a look around and see what else is here? The very first tile on your left is always going to be streaming 24/7. You can find us adjacent to that, breaking news if it's there. And then right next to that, a replay of the most recent newscast. Whether it's ABC 10 Morning News at 5, 6, or beyond, it's going to be there. The forecast beyond that, and then right beyond that, the news that matters the most. Now that you know the basic tiles, let's go up to the top and take a deeper dive into news. We have every single newscast that you would need, including To the Point with Alex Bell, taking a deeper dive into the issues. Beyond that, ABC 10 Morning News at 5 and 6 and 11, the evening shows as well. Below that, you can watch the top stories from To the Point. Under that, Dollars and Cents, where you can learn how to navigate this challenging economy. And below that, you can watch our award-winning ABC 10 Special Investigations, where we hold the powerful accountable. Going into weather, look, it's the 10-day forecast, getting you ready for the weekend and beyond. Beyond that, sports. I know you care about the Sacramento Kings. We have the most comprehensive guide to anything, everything Kings in the locker room and on the court. We have it. Below that, I know you care about the San Francisco 49ers. We can't mention Bay Sports without talking about the Oakland A's. We have that too. Backing out again, come up to the top and join me on Verify. I'm super excited about this. Our experts are checking the facts, verifying the truth for you. Jump up now to shows. Very excited about this. Oh, look, it's Take a Look. This is my show. I love movies, and if you love movies or streaming shows, whether it's on screens this big, or this big, it's Take a Look. Recently went behind the scenes, sat down with Lady Gaga and Joaquin Phoenix to talk about Joker 2. I love the movie, and oh, I just heard you shout you hate the movie. Jump in, we talk about it on this show. Other shows, Bartell's Backroads, go up and down the state of California, tank of gas getaways, one fuel cell getaway, like places like the Toy Museum. This is what kids did before they had screens. Over here, the Moaning Caverns of Calaveras County, one of the most coveted caves in all of California. You know, watching this show, I discovered there's a cave that could fit the entire Statue of Liberty in your own backyard. You'll find about that and more with Bartell's Backroads. Down below that, To the Point. It is one of my favorite newscasts because they talk about news with Alex Bell the way you talk about news. It's conversational, but in-depth at the same time. Below that, Your California Life. Love this show. Whether it's entertainment, food, beverage, lifestyle, it's there. Desiree Shepherd hosts and does an amazing job. So there you have it. It's ABC 10 Plus, the app. What do you need? We heard you and we got it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for streaming.
This winter, let's hit the back roads as I explore California's best winter spots.
That's a lake trout.
From ice fishing to one of the biggest snow parks and even a romantic holiday gondola.
Buon Natale, Merry Christmas.
And all the winter fun in between.
What would you say is like the true meaning of Christmas?
Bartell's Backroads, California Hidden Winter Gems, streaming now on ABC 10 Plus.
Hope to see you on the Backroads.